Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to episode 1 of a 6-part series of getting back to eventing. I feel like a TV presenter. So if you follow me over on Instagram, if you don't, here's the deets. But if you follow me over on Instagram, then you'll know that I posted a post a couple of days ago about doing a 6-part getting back to eventing series. So I haven't evented now since October 2019. Oh my God, it's been such a long time. Obviously I didn't get out at all last year. 1, because of COVID and restrictions, and 2, because I was pregnant with Kalia. Now obviously I've had Kalia. COVID restrictions are being lifted and eventing commences. So I thought, what better thing to do than do a little 6-part series of how I prepare for an event for each phase, how I get Barney ready the night before and how I turn him out, what I pack for the event, and obviously the main thing, the actual event day. So the inspiration for filming this 6-part series is obviously because I've booked my first event on the 24th of April. We are heading to Munstead, which is in, I think, Surrey. We are competing in the unaffiliated event there. It is a BE80 track and I'm super duper excited. And number 2, by doing this little series, I'm hoping that it's going to help you guys to prepare for your first events of the season, see how I do things. It might not be the right way, but that's how I do things and how I get ready and, you know, everything in the lead up to an event. So I'm really lucky to be working with some awesome brands throughout this series, and each video is going to be sponsored by a different brand, and at the end of each video there will be giveaways, so make sure you watch until the end to find out how to enter those. Today's video is actually sponsored by Horse Hoods. Here I am just rocking one of their base layers. I've been a lover of Horse Hoods for years now, and about, I guess, a year ago I actually got some of their clothing. Before it has just been the Horse Hoods, but I did get some of their clothing, a base layer and some riding tights, and they are the bomb. So yeah, each video will be sponsored by a different brand, so make sure you watch to the end to find out how to enter those. So like I said, today's video is sponsored by Horse Hoods. I will tell you more at the end of the video how you can enter the giveaway and what prizes are up for grabs. But in the meantime, while you're watching this video, do give it a little screenshot, post it to your Instagram or Facebook stories, and make sure you tag me and Horse Hoods, and there's a little extra entry for you guys. So, as you can tell by the title, today's video is all about getting prepped to get in the dressage arena. So I'm going to go through how I learn my test, how I work on different things within my test, and what I'm going to do for my warm-up when I get to the event. So first things first, obviously learn the test, which I'm not very good at. I usually leave this till like 2 days before, which is not going to happen this year. I'm like a new me, and I'm going to make sure that I learn my dressage tests in plenty of time, so that I can get the best marks that I possibly can. So, learning my dressage test. So, we'll be running the BE92 dressage test. I'll pop it just on the screen here for you guys to look at. It's just basically like a prelim test, and you just got basic movements, walk, trot, canter, circles, change the reins, things like that. So, everything in this test has to be accurate. So alongside your 16 movement marks, which are marked out of 10, you also have 4 collective marks. So these are the regularity and freedom of your paces, your impulsion, submission, and the position and seat of the rider. So I've actually done this test a few times now with BE, and I really enjoy it. The things that work really well for us in this test are coming off of a long diagonal change and cantering in that corner. So that then gives us that nice bend that we need coming out of that diagonal to get a nice canter transition. However, things that I know that I do need to work on are coming down the centre line in walk. We're not very good at this. We can come down the centre line in trot and it can be straight and we can do a really nice halt. However, coming in from walk, we always seem to just drift off to the left and our halt is never amazing. Second thing that I need to work on, because I've forgotten it twice now whilst riding this test at an event, is the walk in the corners. So you're going to come round a corner in trot on your short side, and you're going to do 3 to 7 steps of walk. Now, usually I forget this. Like I said, I've run through this test loads and loads of times at different events. However, I always leave it until the last minute to just take the test in my head, relearn it, and I never actually practice properly. Bad me. Anyway, so today I really need to make sure that I can go through my tests. I've got it in my head. So then in the weeks leading up, I know things that I've got to work on, and I can really memorise the test well, because, like I said, I have forgotten 2 movements on 2 separate occasions. So for me, the best way that I like to learn my tests is by putting some markers out on the ground and literally running through it. It might look stupid, you might look ridiculous, but to me, this is the easiest way. I'm the sort of person that I could just read it off the sheet, get it in my head and go and crack on and be absolutely fine. However, with my newfound way of learning and doing things, I'm now going back to how I used to learn my tests years ago, by literally putting markers on the floor and running through it as much as I can, because then I can really get a feel for where those movements are and where they should be, how long they should last, and you know, how I should be riding my tests. So I'm now ridiculously out of breath, but I have run through my test 4 times, twice with my phone in front of me with the test on it. Oh gosh, I just sit. And twice without my phone and just like doing it from memory. And I haven't forgotten movements yet. So obviously, you know, running around on the floor, it's not a true representation of what the test is actually like. However, it does mean that I've now learned it. I've learnt where my markers are. I've learnt where my movements are. So technically, I should be accurate because I've learnt my test. I know it. I know where things are meant to happen. Now I need to work on the finer details. Like I need to work on Barney's suppleness through his back. I need to work on my position and making sure I'm sat up straight and smiling all the time. Always, always, top tip, always, always smile at the judge, even if you are having the world's worst test, the world's worst day, because no judge wants to be sat in their car judging you, especially if you're nearer to the end of the day, and be thinking, does this girl even want to be here? Like, she looks miserable. She doesn't look like she wants to be riding a test. What's she even doing? So always, no matter how you're feeling, make sure you've got the cheesiest grin on your face. You're looking at the judge and you're letting her know, or him know, that you are actually wanting to be there and you're enjoying yourself, even if you're not. Anyway, yeah, so we digressed. So now I've run through it all on the floor. I'm now going to go get Barnes in and run through it on him. Yeah, give it a little go. I'm going to put the markers out in the field. I'm hoping the ground's not too hard that I can actually put them out. If not, I'm just going to lie them on the floor, whichever. And I'm just going to run through my test, probably like once, and then have a little go at what I need to work on, and then run through it again at the end. You don't want to do it too much. You don't want your horse to know exactly where they go. And this is a mistake that I used to make way back in the day when I actually learnt my tests, was that I would learn my tests, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks before, and I'd run through it so many times with my horse that they would then know the test themselves, and they'd then be anticipating the next move. So, I don't know, when you come off the diagonal and you have to come into canter between F and A, fantastic. But if your horse knows that test too well, you're going to come off that diagonal, and before you've even hit F, they're going to be like, oh, Mum, we need to counter now. Which is not ideal. It's not what you want. You don't want to be doing a movement before you actually hit the marker. So, I like to run through the tests like, say 4 times max in the lead up to the event, but I like to do little segments of it and bits that I need to work on. So things like my 20-metre circles, I'll do those frequently. Things like coming off the diagonal and cantering, I'll do that thing frequently. I'll come back to walk for my 3 to 7 strides. However, I won't do it in the same sequence as what's going to be in the test. So, with that said, let's hope I follow all my own rules and tips. It might not happen, we'll see. I'm going to go get Barney in, and then I will meet you out in the field when I'm all tacked up. Right guys, so we have just walked down to the field. Oh, I've got like a hairball. Now, the rams used to be out in this field, and I've always thought, perfect field for ponies, perfect for grinding. So, I want to find the flattest bit, which which I'm not really sure where it is. I'm thinking here. Not too flat, because realistically the field that I'm going to be riding in probably isn't going to be really flat. So we're going to go for this bit. And I'm going to set my arena 20 by 40. Obviously it's not going to be really, really accurate because I haven't got a measuring stick, but I'm going to do it by like feet steps. Let's try it. Right, so it's not very accurate and it's probably much smaller than what the arena is actually going to be, but I guess I'd rather practice in a smaller arena than a too big one. So it's all set out. I'm just going to run through my test a few times, probably going to run through my test once actually, and then I'm going to think, okay, what can I work on? What do I need to fix? So my plan was obviously to like get out here, have a nice little soft warm up and get him going nice and softly across his back, and then we were just going to crack on, go through the test and then practice a few bits that we need to practice. However, as you can see from the videos, Barney wasn't quite in a willing to work mood and he was quite testing. He felt really, really tense, and him feeling tense then in turn made me feel quite tense, and we weren't really getting that supple, nice work that we wanted to get. And so we didn't do much today. I just sort of worked on trying to get him to calm down, trying to get him just to lengthen his neck just a tiny bit so it's not quite so tucked in. And just have a little play around really with circles and stuff just to get him to calm down. We did end up running through the test twice, I think. Yes, there were problems both times, but in all, they weren't that bad. We now know the test, we know where we need to go, so we just need to work on specific little movements from the test, as opposed to the whole thing. So you can see from the videos that Barney on his left rein, no matter where we were going, wanted to just step sideways through the canter all the time, chuck his head in the air, just be really tense and argumentative. He's had his back done, he's had his teeth done, saddle checked, you know, everything's done, it's tip-top condition. So it's literally just him being a pig and wanting to get his own way basically, and not really wanting to have to work. So I just like to trot him through it, whether that means we have to trot really, really fast just to keep him moving forward rather than going sideways. It doesn't really matter as long as I can just get him moving and going in the right direction that I want him to go. I don't really care how he gets there.
The stars driving down the boulevard at night, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. And it doesn't even matter to me where I go, I just feel I need to take a ride. Got my coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
Good morning, guys. We are back at the yard for another day because, as you would have seen from yesterday's footage, it didn't go that well. So with Barney, he does have off days, obviously we all do, and there was literally no rhyme or reason as to why he was being like that yesterday. Like, he's had his back done, his feet are done, his saddle's checked, everything like that. So we know that everything is like tip top, but obviously everyone has bad days. So with him, it's easier just to not really get angry and tell him off and stuff. Try and push through it a little bit, and when he gives you that bit of good, then be done. So obviously I didn't really go through my warm-up routine yesterday, and we didn't really get to go through the test properly. So I'm gonna ride again today. I'm gonna go through my warm-up and practice that. I'm also going to go through the test once. Hopefully it goes well. If it does, I'm just gonna leave it there and be done. I know what we have to work on. I said that actually coming across the long diagonal and then coming into canter in that first corner really is great for us. Apparently it's not that great anymore. So that is what we really need to work on. I did actually do a couple of walking up the centre lines and halts yesterday, and they actually went quite well. His halt wasn't square, but he did come into halt and stand still. He didn't like step sideways or anything. So that's good. So yeah, I'm gonna tack up and stuff, head back down to the field. It's just me today, so I'm gonna push Kalia down, walk Barney, and hope it all goes well. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna crack on and do that, and I will see you guys down at the field, most probably. So he's being much better behaved today. He's got a much nicer rhythm, he is much slower, he is tracking up quite a lot behind. I feel like my position's a lot better today, and I'm not feeling so tense, so that's obviously adding to the wellness of our going. But yeah, so if we can go at this on show day, perfecto. So, warm-up time. So for my warm-up, I like to keep everything really soft, really quiet. I try and walk around quite a lot just to like familiarise myself with the surroundings, and obviously a big busy warm-up area, just to get him going nice and soft and long through his back as possible. We're really working on lessons at the moment on 1, my position, and 2, just getting him to work through his back. So I'm constantly trying to get him to take the rein. We're not quite there yet, we're getting there, but we're not quite there. So yeah, I'll try and do this in my warm-up as much as I can. I don't really like to canter a lot in my warm-up because that does razz him up, especially in a big open field. He just gets a little bit fiery. He knows we're at an event. He knows that he's going to go cross-country soon, and he gets excited. So I try and do as much as I can to keep him, like, you know, under wraps. So yeah, lots of walk, lots of trot, serpentines, loads and loads of transitions, and obviously try and keep out of everyone's way whilst you're in the warm-up arena. But you know, while we're at home, I just practice. But yeah, so lots of changing the reins, lots of just keeping it different. You know, if we're going on a circle or if we're changing the rein and I can feel him sort of clocking on to what we're doing, then I just change it up straight away. Like, I don't know, we're changing the rein and I can feel him rushing as if he wants to canter in that corner because he knows what he's got to do. So I just do a quick 15-metre circle just to, you know, change it up a bit and make him realise that we're not always going to go the way that he thinks we're going to go.
What you're putting in, all your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way. I was just a little girl when my mama used to say, ooh, happiness requires work every day. Oh, and if that someone makes you smile and leaves you with a scar, don't let them tell you what you feel or who you are. Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way. I gave it all to you for too There must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscious. Different things in different ways. There must be more to the reason why we do it all for love. There must be more for a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way. Has got to come my Has got to come my way.
Right guys, so you'd have seen from that it was much better. So that's how I do my warm-up. I like to keep it nice and soft, supple, slow it down as much as I can, try and keep that nice gentle rhythm through its paces. I only do like a tiny bit of canter work, just a little bit on both reins, because that is the pace that sort of like razzes him up. And obviously I don't want him to be too razzed. So yeah, that's kind of just our warm-up really. Lots of serpentines, lots of circles, and yeah, I didn't run through the test today. There was no need. I'd run through it a couple times yesterday, and although it wasn't great, we did run through it, and I know what I need to work on. So there's no point in me now in running through the test millions of times, because actually it just means that Barnes is going to learn it, and he's going to get to the corner like he already does and be like, we're cantering now, and it's not going to go well. So guys, for all of you that have stuck around to the end, here's the giveaway details. So guys, like I said at the beginning, this episode is sponsored by Horseheads, and they have kindly given you guys the chance to win a £50 voucher to use against their whole range. So they've got saddle pads, they have lush new gloves, obviously we've got the base layers, riding tights and the Horsehoods. You can just go and take a look at their website and order what you like. So as well as that, we've been really, really lucky, and CK Equine have given you guys the chance to win a beautiful crystal brow band for your beloved ponios to make them shine and dazzle that judge. So guys, to enter, you need to hit that subscribe button just down below. Head over to Instagram. There should be a grid post now live on my feed, and you need to go over and tag 2 friends in that, and make sure that you're following Horsehoods and CK Equine. And lastly guys, for an extra entry, if you screenshot this video and post it to your stories, tagging myself, then yeah, that's an extra entry. So guys, entries close Thursday at 6 PM, just before the next episode is released. Get entering. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I really, really hope it's been useful for you guys to know how I learn my test, how I warm up, and how I practice and things like that. Really, really looking forward to the next one, because we are cross-countrying this week, and I'm nervous, excited, all the feels. But can't wait to see you guys then. Make sure, like I said, to subscribe and do all the things to enter the giveaway, and I'll see you guys all again on Thursday. Bye.